And my dear sweet mother, she just looked at me like a cow looks at an oncoming train, and she leaned right down next to me, and she said, "Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails." Guys, I've had a lot of questions asked me about AutoDeploy, believe it or not, and people want to know how to deal with it, how to manage it. We're going to talk about some strategies on how to identify if someone's going to AutoDeploy. Maybe help encourage the other person not to AutoDeploy. Also, what kind of teams we should be placing so that we can have the best chance to actually get max banners, because we probably have some kind of goal as GAC players. If you're watching my channel, if you watch my channel for other things, that's fine. We're going to be making fun of people who auto-deploy, so that's going to be fun. And to be clear, what auto-deploy is in GAC, it's when someone doesn't, they sign up for GAC, they register, and then they don't place defenses. So the game auto-populates all of their best characters and teams onto their GAC board, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's like Darth Revan can be with Jedi Revan, can be with Sith Eternal, whatever. It's just a mad scramble to. And the thing is, if you don't prepare, you can really get screwed by it, and it's not a fun thing. I really wish CG would address it in some way. I hate auto deploy. It's one of my pet peeves. And to those of you who do auto deploy, guys, I don't hate you. You should know it's a very frustrating thing for a lot of people who want to enjoy Grand Arena. I get you want to get rewards, but I would just implore you, if you want to do that, just take a second and go and deploy your very worst characters and call it good. Let someone have a really nice, easy win, instead of having this really rough, like, have to kill all of your best characters kind of slog. In my opinion, that's, whatever. I get not wanting to play PvP. I've played games where I don't want to engage in their PvP, but this is one where you are actively making a situation less fun for most players. Some people like facing auto deploys. I don't know. It's a nice to win, but we're going to be talking about all these strategies, how to identify if someone is going to sandbag. Gosh, what am I talking about? If they're going to auto deploy and stuff. So before we do that, just want a quick reminder, folks, please, if you want to support the channel for free, please leave a like, leave a comment in the comments. So leave a comment wherever you want, but the comments is where I will see it. Hit that sub button if you have not yet. Heck, even ding that bell. I've never told anyone to do that yet, but if you want to do it, I don't even know what happens. You probably hear more from me, to be honest. So I don't know if that's something you want, but that being said, guys, my alt is actually facing a auto deploy today, and I'm going to show you guys that. Let's kick over there real quick. And to be just one more time, guys, to be clear, I don't hate people who eat paste. Don't hate people who auto deploy. So we're being tongue-in-cheek here. I think they're still have the chance to be really great people. Some people are awful too, but the question that I keep wondering, I keep seeing eat paste. I keep wondering, what do you do with paint? Can you drink paint or do you eat paint? Let me know in the comments, guys. We need to get to the bottom of this as a community. All right. So let's talk about auto deploy and what my alt is going to do about it and stuff. Yay, we're in the game. Woo! Hooray! That was cool. I need to get like a green screen so I can do reactions when we switch from screen to screen. I can be like, whoa. It'll be cool. You guys don't want that. So, all right, I'm facing an auto deploy. There's a few ways to tell if someone's going to auto deploy, folks. So first off, you can just click on their little thumbnail here. It's going to take you to this little spot. You can click on whatever league they're in, and you can see they've deployed nothing. They've done nothing. They have 0 lifetime banners. In contrast, you can see my own, and I have already deployed. You can see mine has 1010. So if you want to keep an eye out for that, that's fine. That's one way you can tell if your opponent has deployed yet. If you want to get notifications, if you can afford to wait and you're not just going to screw yourself by accidentally auto-deploying, which is a threat, you can do something else. Let's skip to the browser real quick, guys. I'll show you a cool bot you can get on the Discord server that I run with my co-host SoloBase15, and the rest of the Gambit crew is there as well. Let's go over there. Whoa, whoa, we're in a different. I'm so dumb. So, okay, here's what it does. Here's what the PrimeBot does. You can find it on our Discord, like I said, in the bots section. Pretty easy to use. You can find someone to help you set it up. You could probably just watch someone set it up, help you set it up anyways. So what happens is, here's one of my opponents from, let's see, September 1st. So you can see right here, it tells you, it just DMs you when someone's GP, or sorry, their lifetime banners has increased. And so, it'll tell you the number that it increases by. So this is also helpful when you're waiting for someone to attack, but you don't want to check the game every like 3 seconds. You can just have PrimeBot send you it on Discord, these updates. You have to do it every time you're in a match with someone, but it's pretty cool. You can see, in this case, the guy deployed 82. Those are squads in 3v3, I believe. And then, let's see, yeah, so you scroll down, you have 100, 100 and 100, those are his fleets. So that's how PrimeBot works, and if you can afford to wait, you could totally do that as a strategy to deal with AutoDeploys. Whoa, back in the game. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys, if you don't want to do PrimeBot, if you don't have time for that, if you have to deploy right now, there's other ways to tell. So first, you can go to swgoh.gg. I'm not going to go there for you right now, but if they have an account there, if they have something to you can actually click and see what they've done in the past, and that's probably the easiest way to tell. But be careful, some people only play 5v5, so go back, do 5v5. It's a whole thing. I have videos out that describe it. I do not have time for that on this video, but you can totally do that. Check and see if they auto-deploy. If they don't have that, a lot of times in the lower divisions they don't. It's more hit and miss. Really, it's kind of scary. So what you can look at though, guys, you can scroll down, you go look at their stats, and you can see how many offensive battles they've won, how many battle defense they've had, and then at the very bottom, I think this is the best way to look at it. So last time they were in Division 1, so they did the big redistribution. Now we're in Division 4. But the best they got was Chromium, which means they just auto-deployed. They registered 4 times in a row and just auto-deployed. So you can do that. The battles won and lost, so you can kind of tell. I mean, won and lost, it looks like they used to engage in it. So you gotta kind of be cautious, but they've won 329, they've defended 342, and then so look at my stats. Their account is about as old as mine. If you look at that though, like how many offensive battles have I won? 2,200. How many defends do I have? And these are pretty high stats for this GP, but his should be way closer to this if he was actually active. So lots of different ways to tell. So how do you tell? Can you tell if, like, what can you do if they are going to auto deploy and you want to prevent that? So this guy is going to auto deploy. We're even going to be facing Ray. The thing is, I'm fine if he wants to auto deploy this. I guess I'm just going to have to struggle my way through it. I would prefer, sometimes you don't want to message someone because sometimes people are just jerks. They're like, yeah, sure, I'll deploy, and then they deploy all their toughest characters, but then they're on teams with synergy, and it gets a lot rougher. So choose wisely here. If you want an actual match, though, sometimes you can do this. You can message them. You can click this message button in-game and see. You can just say, like, hey, I would love it if you wanted to deploy something. And they might respond back, F you, which will come back with asterisks. I don't know how to say that word, but it'll be bleeped out. But that happens sometimes. Sometimes people, like I said, deploy just perversely difficult defenses just to be a-holes because they are actually a-holes. Or sometimes they'll just place a defense. So like, oh, sure, like, what do you even want? Do you want to test something? Sometimes people are cool. A lot of times, you just have to be real direct, is what I've found. Because my buddy Ando, he's like, hey, I know he was telling me a story. He messaged a guy. He's like, "Hey, good luck this GAC round," and the guy's like, "Thanks, man. You too." And then the guy just auto deployed. Anyways, like Endo didn't address the actual thing. And I always thought that was funny. So that's kind of how you can tell if they're going to auto deploy. Now, how do you deal with that? So they've already auto deployed. They're going to auto deploy. You know they're going to, one way or another. How do you defend against it? So I mean, there's only a few different ways, really. I mean, you have to place a defense still, right? Like you don't want to have to deal with, you know, losing banners. You're trying to maximize your banners. So how do you maximize? So one thing is, and this applies for all levels, keep your best teams by far. Keep all your best teams, and then place real teams. Don't just place garbage, because sometimes people will auto deploy, and sometimes they'll like poke their head in and be like, "Hey, look at that! They placed garbage. I still have a couple decent characters, or even a couple squads. Like, I'll go in and wreck them." Like, I've seen a lot of people honestly lose when they would get overconfident against auto deploys. So place teams that are actually real and that have synergy. So I have my first order team here. Is it great? No. Is it likely to be better than anything an auto deploy offense can actually beat? It's probably better. And even if it's not, probably my Nice Sisters will be able to stop. Between the two of them, they will. The crew team might have gotten decent banners, but they're low enough level that they probably wouldn't have gotten max banners anyways. We're trying to maximize our banners anyways, right? Same with Nice Sisters. Phoenix have not been that relevant for a little bit on this account, unfortunately, so we'll put those on there just because they have synergy. Now, Geos are notoriously bad at getting really great banners, so you put them on defense. My Ewoks have a fast Paplu, so put them on defense. And I think there's like an Old Republic garbage team you can totally do. And then up here we have a Mothra team. This team is actually pretty decent now, especially Mothra is relicked. Woo! Everyone else is okay geared, but this is all stuff that people aren't going to be able to easily beat. Like, if they're an auto deploy guy and they come in and we're at like 5 million GP, whatever I am, 5 point something, they'll see all these relics here and be like, "Oh, I can't beat that." Even though anyone can beat this garbage team, it's awful. It's an atrocity. I should not have to place it. But you know, this Bando team, none of these teams are actively going to contribute to an offense that's going to have to take down all of their best characters. Like, so check it out. How many characters do we need? We have 3, 3, and 3, so 15 per zone, so 45. What are our opponent's 45 best characters? Let's just take a look. So hit that inventory. The 45 highest GP. So let's see, there's 5 on each level, so 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so Rose Tico is actually involved here. On offense, they'll have available crew, Rex, Jolie, Jedi Knight Anakin, Oldaka. Like, they'll have some decent characters, actually. Looks like they'll have their full Ewok team available. They'll have Nest. Like, they'll actually have some decent characters, but what they won't have, and these guys will all be just smashed in with each other. And actually, I don't know if they just go from highest GP and just smash them. Like, will we be facing Grandmaster Yoda through Rose Tico on one squad? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the rhyme or reason to it is. I do know the best characters tend to be all in the top zone smashed together. We may easily tomorrow be facing a Ray team with my alt. I don't have any GLs, so I'm going to be doing big game hunting. We may be facing this Ray team on, you know, that may be the team. And then facing Ray Scavenger lead on the next, and on and on. So you're not going to be able to use some of these garbage teams like that Mon Mothma team. Maybe we could use it to beat one of these teams toward the bottom, but maybe, most likely, I have teams that can deal with that. So make sure you keep, not just like, if I have to kill, 9 teams, don't just keep 9 good teams and put the rest on defense. Put teams that actually have synergy on defense, but that aren't great, and then the rest keep on offense. Keep like 20 teams if you have them. That's great if you have them for offense, because if you fail, you can struggle and you can lose. So otherwise, fleets, Just put your weakest stuff that has synergy. Again, the important thing is putting synergy squads so that people can't like, oh, immediately regret my decision. And then the other piece of it, guys, is sometimes people decide they want to actually play. They're like, hey, why don't I play GAC from now on? What if maybe they sold their account and their buddy's going to play it? What if their friend just wants to play it? Who knows what's going to happen? You want to keep them honest, though. These squads are all squads that people are going to maybe trip up on a little bit, at least drop a few banners, and then you have to play a really, really close game of efficiency. But at least you haven't just screwed yourself entirely just by placing only fluff teams. So that's my advice, folks, on how to deal with it, how to figure out if someone is auto deploying, if they're going to eat paint, etc., drink paint, whatever you guys choose. So, that being said, folks, I think our time is up. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xerath prevails even against auto-deploys. Because how can you not prevail against that in the end? Alright, guys. Have a good one.